Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. In episode 4, we will be concentrating more in combat and in the ship's offensive capabilities. We will be glossing over this as there is a lot of things to cover and I'm not so deep in the systems here myself that I can give you a deep dive on what is best and why. So consider this to be more of a brief explanation of what is possible and my opinions on things the game offers in this field. And first we're going to see some laser weapons in action. The laser rifle is a very cool sniper-like rifle with good accuracy that can be improved with a scope, and it quickly takes care of the alien crawlers. I very much recommend having these on all your crew members as soon as possible if they can just wield them. Speaking of which, you will need a weapon skill of 5 or more to be able to use these, so hopefully you have plenty of guys with that level of skill. I unfortunately did not have many of them in this run at this point, hence my offensive capabilities were not boosted as much as I would have liked in this particular fight. Let's check out one of my first fights with my upgraded ship with 5 laser turrets and 3 shield generators. I will dissect this fight and point out several issues with it. A quick look at the enemy reveals that the slaver skilled ship Anaroma has 2 laser turrets and 2 turrets. They also have 2 small shield generators and 2 larger ones. So overall they will shoot about 8 shots against my 15. Shield ones were about the same, but my offensive capabilities mean that I should be able to take them down. The goal for me was to strip them of their offensive capabilities, and then when they pose no huge threat to my ship, board them and scrap them. To make matters even more interesting, we had aliens joining the fight. This means the derelict in the sector had infectors that could attach to any other ships and place an evolving alien core on that ship. I was too busy to really care about this notification, and I have pondered about these infectors in previous runs. Why would you not notice or deal with these situations, as that warning is pretty obvious? Well, here is a prime example of how that warning can be ignored, as you will see. And there goes their first laser turret. Time to switch targets and take their second turret down. Notice that they're causing damage to our ship here. The bow turrets and shield generators are being hit and they're being damaged. Can you see it? Let me point it out, because I did not see it when the game was running. This nasty bugger is going to cause some issues later on. And with the second laser turret down, we are quite safe from the enemy ship. Time to assemble a boarding party and take them down, as we do not have to pay so much attention to the space fight that is going on. I still want to keep the pressure on and try to take down their turrets if possible. I am completely oblivious about the problem that is slowly growing on the ship. So yeah, this is probably the lore reason how it happens for the NPC ships as well. The boarding party is now on the enemy ship and we are clearing the rooms. Our main target should be the bridge. If we take over the bridge, they cannot keep firing us. They also can't escape the sector, and this is important. If you see those engines firing up, make sure you run away with your boarding party or you take over the navigation console ASAP. Otherwise you will lose the boarding party when the ship leaves the sector. Pincer moves are not the best practice to take over a room, at least not like this. I guess we got lucky here and everything went smoothly. Also, the moment the enemy crew gets off their terminals, you should cease your guns from firing the ship. No point in causing extra damage to a ship that is not fighting back at the moment, especially if the shots are burning your resources. And finally, with the last one of the enemy crew either dead or surrendered, we just have to export the rest of the ship to scrap it. One big problem with this fight and my current ship is that the shields and all weapons require energy cells, so eventually we will lose the ability to fire at an enemy and the ability to shield the ship from enemy fire, meaning that a prolonged space fight is going to end with my ship losing. And as much as I would like to show the havoc that the alien core caused on my ship, I unfortunately either didn't record it or I lost the clip somehow. If you come upon a cargo shuttle in derelicts, claim it and transport it to an available ship cargo port on your ship before unloading. That way it is easier to transport the goods to your ship. I know this is obvious, but guess who didn't do this the couple of first times when encountering these? Alien cores. These big lumps of biological matter keep pumping out eggs that will eventually hatch into crawlers and haulers. Also, as a defensive measure, they pump out spores that will infect your crew with seizure-causing spore eruptions, causing havoc on your ship. Keep your distance and take them out from afar if you wish to take over a derelict infected with these. Scanners have several functions. You can scan an enemy ship and see what is going on inside in that particular area. On the sector screen, you may also use scanners to passively see when solar flares or drone events begin. While in hyperspace, you can do two scans. One reveals enemy ships around the star system, and another scan can be performed only in certain sectors to reveal hidden sectors connected to that particular sector. For example, you might reveal a moon circling a planet with some extra resources that you can grab. What about plasma guns? That is a good question. The main issue I have with these is that they do not allow attaching scopes to them. Therefore, I might not be able to get 100% or above accuracy with the weapons. Do I need to? No, but I dislike the random factor of hitting the enemy, and the damage increase is not really that great. I would need to do a proper analysis of whether they are an upgrade and at what point the chance to hit becomes irrelevant. Or maybe I don't. From what I understand, Francis John is trying out the game and he tends to pick these things apart as a snack, so maybe there will be an analysis done on this before I get the chance. When you are fighting large enemy bases, you need to advance carefully, and it would be preferable to attack in waves. Take out as many enemy crew as possible, execute anyone surrendering, and retreat before your boarding party becomes exhausted or too injured. If any member of your crew surrenders, you may be forced to either incapacitate them or worse, be forced to push forward and take over the ship or base in one go. This kind of forced attack can easily doom the whole boarding party, so be very careful. Of course, if you have the crew to spare, go for it. Once you take down an enemy base, you may change the faction status of the star system, and even more importantly, you will get access to huge amount of resources on the base. Refugees. When you take down a Slaver's Guild ship, you can free up their slaves, and if the faction isn't hostile to you, you can take them in as refugees. Later on, you can release any refugees to their faction's ship or base for a reward. To fix the combat issues of my main ship, I built a second purely combat-orientated ship. Let's explore this one, starting from the aft area. We start with the airlock in middle line of the ship. It has a storage right next to the airlock export tile, so transporting goods in the ship storage is fast and easy. In the back we have shooting covers to help in protecting the ship when enemies try to board it. To the port side of the airlock we have the engine room with a small power node and 2 X1 hyperdrives and 2 point defense turrets. On the starboard side of the airlock room is a maintenance room with 4 point defense turrets and various other things needed to keep the ship flying, like the hull stabilizer, oxygen generator and a gas scrubber, etc. The far starboard side of the ship has energy generators in the form of 3 solar generators and 2 X3 power generators. There are also 7 small shield generators powered by a large power node. The generator room is also connected to the bridge on the ship 4 area. It has all the 4 consoles, some ship utility objects, and the dock for the 1 logistic drone on the ship. Now, coming back to the airlock room and moving forward to the middle of the ship, we have a med bay with 3 medical beds. Connected to this, we have the shuttle bay on the starboard side, allowing easy access from all entry points to the med bay. Moving forward from the med bay, we have the kitchen and the crew recreational area. The kitchen is connected to the toilet room and to the crew's bedroom area on the port side, allowing the ship to easily house 12 crew in 3 shifts. Moving to the very fore of the ship, we have the gun arrays and the X2 hypersleep chambers. The room has 8 pods for the crew, 16 outer turrets provide firepower for the fleet, and these are powered by 3 large power nodes. All of these require only energy rods to run, and the only place that requires energy cells is the 1 logistic drone on this ship. The original ship has also been refitted. It now has a small shield generator with 3 large ones. It still has 5 laser turrets, but on the second fire group I have added 2 outer turrets, meaning even if I lose all energy cells on the ship, I should be able to have some shields and offensive capabilities. We have a chance to test out the new ship against a pirate coalition ship called Looking for Amy. It has 2 laser turrets and 2 outer turrets. Getting the consoles manned is a bit tricky, but once that is done, the turrets will start ripping the enemy ship apart. And just so you know, we are only using the outer turrets here, we still have the laser turrets in reserve. The enemy ship has taken down our main ship's shields, but at the same time we are ripping their hull apart. Now, I have been very concerned about the people we have captured on our previous fight, and they're still on the enemy ship, or the derelict, and I'm afraid that the pirates could free them and get more people to board us. Had I been more concentrated on the space fight, I probably could have taken their guns down faster. Not that it really matters in the end, they are doomed to trying to attack us. I very much like the combined firepower of these ships as they can quickly rip through enemy. Now the question is, could I improve my tactics a bit and instead of brute forcing my way through a fight, try to take down the enemy bridge instead? As a final note before I end the episode, this is Alpha 20 version on experimental, and I did manage to find a bug here. As the pirate ship was apparently looking for Amy, we were looking for Kester Brahim, and he was supposed to be on that ship. Unfortunately, he is nowhere to be found, and the mission has not failed, unless he is the number 5 corpse on the enemy ship's inventory. Oh well, the mission will apparently stay open until they patch this up. Anyway, that is all for now. Thank you all for watching. Bye for now.